Hello, this is Brad, and today I am going to show you how to do a animation slash movie uh, from Mandelbulb 3D. So to get things started, I'm just going to get a uh, pattern going here. Click on the 3D nav, see what we get. Actually, I'm going to zoom all the way out on this. We set the position. Okay, so we have a nice little formula here that we can experiment on. And we also will be also working on this button here, which is the animation button. And this is where all the magic happens in making a animation. There's actually two ways that you can add what is called a keyframe to the animation maker. You can either press this button here, and that will pull whatever image you have in this main window here. But the way I like to do it is from the 3D nav window. There's this button here that says any keyframe or any key FR. And you can also just hit F on your keyboard. So I'm just going to hit F on my keyboard. And now, if you go to the animation maker, you will see it has added that frame to the animation maker. And right now I have the subframes set to render at 50. I'm actually going to set that down some for this tutorial. I'm actually only going to go 10. And if you want to change a keyframe, you can just click the arrow buttons to go back and forth. I'm going to set this one to 10 as well. So we have right now one keyframe. And then what I like to do from the 3D nav window, if you zoom in, let's say I want to check out this spot right here. As you go along, I'm going to hit the F key again because I kind of like this area. I'm going to zoom in again. And I kind of like that right there. So I'm going to hit F again. And now, back in the animation maker, you see we have the 3 frames. And then if you want to see how it looks, kind of preview what you have so far, I'm going to set this output format to JPEG. Of course, the bitmaps and PNGs will be better quality, but they also take longer to render. But I'm going to go for speed for this one, so I'm just going to hit render real quick. And as you see, it is actually moving the camera to the place where I want it to go. I'm going to zoom in on this. If you want to stop it, just click on it. I'm going to hit exit here. And then let's say on that last keyframe, I wanted that one to go a little slower. So I would click on the arrow here. Change this to, let's go 40. So when I hit render preview again, actually I needed to go to the next one here. Let's go ahead and make another one. So this, you'll see it's 10. Looking at this number here. 10. 40. 10. And if you render that again, and alternatively, you can hit this fast and inaccurate, which will make it render quicker. Okay, so now the problem with this is it's actually stopping about here. So let's say I want to get rid of this one here. You can hit the X button. And also these buttons up here, let's say I wanted to go ahead and edit this keyframe. You can actually hit this button. It'll take you to the main window. And there you have it. Click on 3D. And let's say I want to rotate this. Hit F. Hit F again. And hit F again. So now you see we have the 1, the 10, 10, 40, 10, 10, and 10. And I have the fast and inaccurate clicked. Now bear in mind that the longer you set the keyframes, the slower and better quality you will get. I'm going to close this, click that off. Let's render again. Zoom in on it. And as you see, it speeds up and slows down, then speeds up, because right here is where I have the 40. And that's how you can control the speed of your video. And if you want it to go quicker, you can click this frames per second. Or if you want to make it to go slower, you can hit that. And then also, let's say you wanted to make a animated GIF, you could just hit this button and you could actually save it as an animated GIF. You would just name it whatever you want, hit save, and then you have an animated GIF. But let's say I wanted an animated GIF that was repeating and it looked like it was going back to the same spot. So I'm going to close this, and here's a button down here, loop animation. If we click that for this, I'm going to hit the fast and inaccurate. And if you can tell, it's still zooming back in, doing the same animation we had before, but then it automatically zooms back out to where you started at, and that makes it looping, meaning that it'll be continually looking like it's one flowing object. So then let's say I like this here. I wanted to change the formula some. So we can just click here. Oops. You don't want to change the iterations because that does not play well with the animation. If you just play around here, increase the scale, increase the DE stop some. Okay, now I'm going to hit, which I'm on the last frame. You always want to make sure that you have an open window here, else it will delete what you have here, which I don't want. So basically, what's going to happen here is it's going to morph from this single position into what we have here. And I actually want to make that a little longer. So hit the animation key. Or also you can hit F. You see it showed up. Let's say for this, I just want to see what happens between, let's say, keyframe 5 and 7. I come here to the start keyframe. I'm going to hit 5. And it's to the last, which is 7. And also, I'm going to make this a little longer. Let's go 30. So now it's only doing starting at 5. Actually, I goofed up. I forgot to uncheck loop animation because I don't want this to loop. So now if I slow this down, you can see it's morphing into more of a solid shape. So let's say I kind of like how this has gone, and I want to actually make this into a full-size video. That's why I want it to stop. How do I make a full-size video? Here you can change the width and height of the exported images. Of course, the higher the number, the better the quality, and the longer it takes to render. Uh, Imagine how long, like let's say for example, you want to calculate this. It took probably about 4 seconds to render that image. If you see here, we're going to have 120 images to go through. So for this, I'm actually going to shrink this down to make it really small here. So if I say 240 by 180, and then you can choose your output folder. I'm going to save this here. Go to the folder you want to save the images to. I want to save it in this number 8 folder. You hit open, and it will be shown here. Now hopefully this shouldn't take too long since I shrunk it down enough. And you'll see here it has already done 3 images. Then if we wanted to see how monitor the progress of the images, we'll go to the folder, and you will see the images it's doing. And there's some of the things like I'm not sure what linear is here or what the anti-aliasing does. I have not messed around with that. So now we're down to 22 images. and it's taken a minute 14 seconds so far. So so you guys don't get bored, I'm going to go ahead and pause this, and I'll be back when it's done. Okay, I'm back. It's not quite done yet, but one thing I wanted to point out is one thing you don't want to do is, let's say right now I have these two formulas. Let's say I wanted to change a formula. The Once you have formulas set up, you can add one, but it will immediately turn to whatever the formula has made. There will not be any morphing to the new object. So best thing to do is to find a set of formulas you like and stick with it. Let's see how far we're done here. And even though it says, this is something I understand, is that it says you'll be needing 91, and you see it's still going. I know a lot of that is it just gives it time to stop. If you look at the images here, the last few are not going to change. I'm sorry that I thought it would be done at 91 and I forgot about this little trick here. But you see that it's still working. And now it has stopped. So we have done a total of 112 images at a width and height of 240 by 180. And it took me 5 minutes and 57 seconds. So now oops, if you actually line these images up in a row, and go down, you'll see like a little movie. I'm sure you'll be like, okay, this doesn't help me much. And unfortunately, this is where the movie making part of Mandelbulb stops. You would need to get another program to put all of these images in order to form a movie. I like to use Virtual Dub. Virtual Dub is free and it is open source. I'm actually going to go ahead and close Mandelbulb. My system's slowing down here some. So we have Virtual Dub here. If you click on File, Open Video File. And then if you go to the folder you want, click on the first one. And hit play. Here is our video. And if you notice, it stopped about 91, I believe. About 101. Those last few, it really doesn't make any difference. Sometimes I just stop it once it hits that number if you want to go and wait. So again, we go back to the beginning here. And say, okay, I've made my masterpiece movie, and now I want to publish it or save it. You can also, using virtual dub, where is it? You can also add music, audio. That's right. You can add audio to it. As you notice, I don't normally add audio to my videos. But once you're done, you can save it as an AVI. Save it to wherever you want. I normally put in the folder of the images. You can rename it whatever you want. Click on save. And if you go to the folder here, saved it. And we have our video. And of course, I did this very low quality and very fast just for instructional purposes. The longer the bigger the size, the better quality you'll get. I also want to show you another neat little trick. If you go into Kaleider, if you go to File, it also has an open image sequence right here. Go to where you had it saved. Open the image sequence again. And you see it's still playing. Now you can go ahead and loop that. And add an effect. You can render that. You'll see it's making the I just added one effect from Kaleider. I'm just repeating the movie. All of the movement is from the movie that I created. So if I wanted to save that, let's say save right there. And as you see, this button down here is red. That means it's recording this. Then let's say that's enough. I want to stop. And close this out. I don't remember where it saved that to. Give me a second here, I'm sorry. I think I had it saved in here. Yes, here it is. Sometimes, for some reason, this is just a VLC problem. It kind of doesn't play it right. If you go open with Windows Media Player, you see it here. Of course, this was just another short video just to show you an example of what you can do with Mandelbulb and Kaleider. And with that, that concludes this tutorial. If you have any questions, please comment, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed it. Have a good one. Bye.